into the Brookes Bench with your host, Brooke, aka Shiggy, and my co-host, Brooke.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, Megan. Alrighty, before we start, hit that subscribe button. We gained one new follower this last week. Thank you. We appreciate it. 54. 100 subscriber giveaway. So like, comment, subscribe, share. And before we start, we had a plan to basically predict the all defensive teams, first and second teams, and then the defensive player of the year. But for some reason, the WNBA decided to announce it a couple weeks early. So thanks a lot. But we'll be going over the reactions to the award winners and then also the all WNBA rookie team. But before we get into that, we always have to start to see if Brooke has a rant. Anything new? No?
It's a little bit harder to find rants these days when we're not doing fantasies, which I'm still kind of butthurt about, but whatever. I think my rant is just I don't understand the process of releasing the information of who won all these awards. Why? First of all, let's start off why we're doing one by one, week by week. Just get it all out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then you're not even going to follow the script or the timeline that you put out to everybody. So I don't know. Figure it out.
I agree. And I want to know who votes on these people because...
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask if you guys knew, because I know I don't.
It's media people, right, Meg? It's broadcasters and analysts. Something like that. But they're making a lot of people mad on Twitter. And I'm talking about players.
Coaches don't vote for this?
That's only All-Stars, I think. But
what kind of backwards?
I know. I'm glad you mentioned that because I think it was Courtney Williams tweeted. She was like, "We should have coaches and players vote on this kind of stuff because we're the ones that play these players every game. So it's and we know
they should have some type of input.
Yeah.
And why not just two? You can do this, but make this known as an Associated Press.
Mm-hmm. Like they already do. List. So that's good. Yeah. So I don't know. I agree. I think coaches and players should vote on it because they're the ones playing these people. Not everything shows up on the stat sheet, and I feel like we'll get into that later because that's part of my argument for someone. But okay, let's get into it. So obviously, A'ja Wilson won Defensive Player of the Year. I'm not surprised. Is anyone here surprised?
No.
Okay.
Can't say that I am.
And let's go over the all defensive teams. So the first team.
Actually, pause.
Okay. Insert it right here.
I'm sorry. Don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
But you know what? If you're gonna comment on our stuff, and it's not a very nice comment, know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know
amen.
We don't know what we're talking about probably 95% of the time, but we have a good idea.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna comment something not it. Yeah. At least have something to actually back you up, some facts or statistics, and not just some made-up, opinionated facts or statistics. We let people know at least when ours are opinionated, which for me is majority of what I say. But don't come back at us saying all these weird things that don't make sense. Listen. You listen with your ears, not with your mouth, and that's what I gotta say.
Amen. What a good rant. That was
good.
That
popped in my head, and I'm tired of it.
It's funny.
And why is it always men?
It always is.
I haven't seen.
Are you surprised at this point? Yeah.
One female.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
I'm not surprised. It was a good laugh. I laughed. It was a good chuckle.
We did talk about it in our group message.
Yeah. It was funny. But haters
Megan popped off.
Yeah.
Yeah, good thing I didn't reply with me.
We won't show you what the thread said, but you're wrong, we're right.
Yeah. We're always open for debates though. I'm here for it. I love other perspectives, but not dumb.
Right. Logic. Yeah. Be logical. We're here when we will correct ourselves as we're wrong, but no one you're wrong.
Yeah.
I sorry. I agree. I'm done now. That made me feel better.
Okay, back
I'm
into
glad
it.
You did that, Brooke.
Hey, I got us.
Okay, back at it. So the all defensive team. So the first team was A'ja Wilson, Alyssa Thomas, Brittany Sykes, Brianna Stewart, and Jordan Canada. The second team was Benijah Laney, Ezzie Magagor, Nneka Gumake, Nafisa Collier, and Elizabeth Williams. Now I already gave Megan my pre-rant, but I want you guys to go first because I don't want to sway any opinions here. But looking at this list, are there any people that are missing? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I need to hear from you guys before I go on my tangent here.
Go ahead, Megan. Start us off.
Yeah. I think you say Jordan Canada was first team, right?
Yeah.
I love Jordan Canada, but I do think she probably needs to be more on the second team. And then Nneka. I think Nneka had a good season offensively, but I don't think defensively this was her best year to make first team all defense. So
second
those
team.
two really stood out. Or second team, yeah. Those two really stood out to me. Yeah, I'll start with that.
Yeah, I know where Shigs is gonna go with this, so I guess I can intro in a little bit of like Natasha Cloud. I don't. So I think she should have been on one of them.
Yeah.
Whether that was first team or second team, I think I probably would have leaned for her more towards second team because I don't think she was as consistent as a lot of the other names on here. But give credit where credit's due, and there should be at least like first team, second team honorary or like all mentioned or something, like everything else. But yeah, I mean, it's tough. There's a lot of new names in this, I feel like, that are like, I didn't watch as much as you guys, so I can't say as much, but there's a couple where I'm like, oh, okay, like, cool. Like, I knew you were doing good, but I didn't know you were doing that good.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone buckle up, okay? Because let me tell you, I feel like if you watch the game, you know that not everything is going to show up on a stat sheet. And we're all athletes here. Not everything shows up on a stat sheet. And I feel like, kind of off topic, that's how Chelsea Gray is recognized, because how she manipulates, players on the court. I mean, that's not showing up on a stat sheet. And I feel like you can say the same for Natasha Cloud. Like you said, she could be on either team for me, maybe leaning towards second team. But if you have Brittany Sykes on here, you have to have Natasha Cloud. They lost half their team throughout the season. They still ranked fourth in defense. Who do you think was doing that? They had the best backcourt duo, and you're going to leave her off? It makes me feel like the people that are voting aren't watching the game. Because if you're watching the game, okay, maybe she doesn't have as many steals or rebounds or blocks. But that, like, if we're just going off stats, it's always going to be big dominated, because they get the most. Come on, blocks.
There's no stat line for locking down someone and not letting them score their average.
Exactly. So. And let's first of all, thank you for mentioning that, because Natasha Cloud said, I'm going to lock down Sabrina and lock down Sabrina. I know these votes were probably submitted earlier, but that should tell you right there. Come on. She deserves to be on here. It's ridiculous. I feel like she had a really good season, honestly, all around. So I know that's probably a hard hit to her, but I want you to know, Natasha, you were snubbed. You should be out. She should be on here. I don't know for who. I kind of lean with Megan on the Nneka. I think Nneka had a great season, but defensively, I mean, I don't know. I think she could come off a little. I know Jordan's on here because she's led in steals, so I know that. That's totally why.
I just know when I would watch them, it was my girl Azura.
Azure.
Oh
yeah, no,
your girl, huh, Megan?
Yeah, your girl. Yeah, and then that says her name wrong.
No, I think though, like, something that does need to be talked about, and this probably can be another rant of mine, or even like another episode, is even the graphics, right? Of like who you're using at the end of the game. Like, you put
that's a good one.
Natasha Cloud as the loser graphic in the Washington New York series, and then you put Sabrina as the graphic for the winners. But it's like Sabrina didn't do anything that game. Natasha worked her ass off during that game. But like, I understand we're still trying to grow the WNBA, and like those two are arguably some of the more well known, especially on those teams. But like, come on, give credit where credit's due.
Yes, I agree. That is a great point. I'm glad you actually brought that up, because I saw that
relevant, right?
Yeah,
but I saw
Naija went off that series, right? Why didn't she get to be on the
but for that game, Brianna Stewart went off, Jonquel went off. That's why they won the game.
But that's my point. That's three other people that could have been on there than her.
And you're telling me you don't have a graphic of like those three together.
Yeah.
There's no
True.
picture across the season that they're not together.
True.
You don't even have to use one singular person. You can keep Sabrina in if you want it, but put somebody who like worked their ass off.
Money.
Mm-hmm.
It is,
and
I
money.
totally get it. Like Sabrina is the one that's going to take you in a younger generation. I get it. I totally get it. But it's also like, damn, that sucks. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
And the Washington graphic put the whole team. The whole team lost. Natasha Cloud didn't single-handedly lose the game.
She not single-handedly. It was her and Sykes, and then the bench players that all stepped up to get them there in the first place.
Yeah, I agree. That's a big issue on social media right now is the graphic choice. So, okay, but let's get into our Rookie of the Year prediction and then all WNBA rookie team. Hopefully, the WNBA doesn't decide to spring this weekend before this video comes out. But I think we all can agree on the Rookie of the Year. It's going to be Aaliyah Boston.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which sucks because Diamond Miller.
I know she stayed healthy.
Ooh,
she started strong.
It would have been close.
Now you're back. Like,
yeah, it would have been close if she was healthy.
It would have been so close.
Yeah, it would have been good.
Close.
Yeah. Okay, so Leah Boston, and then we get into the all rookie team. I think it's a little bit easier than how the all WNBA team's going to be. But I personally have a tie at the end. I couldn't decide the fifth person at all. So I'll list my top four, and you guys let me agree. I feel like it's kind of a given for the top four. So obviously Aaliyah Boston, Diamond Miller, Dorka Juhas, and then Jordan Horston. You guys might be flip-floppy on Jordan Horston, but those are my solid four.
Pretty solid.
Yeah. Would you guys agree?
But I mean, how much did Diamond Miller play?
She only missed that month and then played the whole time and was a starter. So, yeah.
You said who? You said
Aaliyah Boston, Diamond Miller, Dorka Juhas, and then Jordan Horston. So those are my top. I still have the fifth one, but I'm still debating the fifth one. So I wanted to hear if you guys agreed with those four, and then kind of who you would think would be your fifth.
Honestly, yeah, I agree.
You do agree with the four?
Yeah.
Okay.
You kind of have to have Jordan in there because she went to a team where they needed her right away to contribute minutes, be on the floor, and she had some good games where she stood out as like a leading scorer and everything. So I think she deserves it.
I agree.
Dorka and Diamond,
Dorka and Diamond did great.
Themselves.
They did super well. That was a good. Those two were good. But the fifth one, I want you guys to go to first because I can't decide between two people. And it could be between three people, but I really narrowed it down to two because I watched them and I wasn't going to base this off stats. I was going to base it off the eye test kind of. So who do you guys...
Let me see if I can guess. Haley Jones being one.
Okay.
And Grace Berger.
Yeah, it'd be between those two.
See, and I think I'm going to defer from the both of you on this one. I don't think Haley Jones is it. And it's going to be in it. And if she does, I think it's going to be more status test, more personality, like that's the person everybody knows. Honestly, Grace Berger and even Maddie Segrest.
See, I love Maddie Segrest, don't get me wrong, but she did not play enough. There wasn't enough to back it up.
I know, and it sucks. But also, like, Haley, like, the games I watched, Haley didn't even sub in.
Dude, okay. I wanted to bring that up because they were breaking down on Twitter that the most effective Atlanta Dream lineup had Haley Jones in it, and the coach went straight like veterans. Didn't sub in any young player. It was just sticking to, and they got killed. Like, why did she go away from her most effective lineup? So that doesn't make sense. I'll always stick with Haley Jones because I think she's a good facilitator. She has to grow into her own. I get that, but I think down the line she'll be a good role player. But I can't choose between the two because Grace Berger, man, she's gonna be good. They need to get her more minutes.
They
need to get her more minutes. Yeah,
I agree with Brooke. Yeah,
she's gotten more minutes. She was made an impact doing the more minutes. Like, you could come in for less amount and make a bigger impact, but she was defense. She was shooting the three. She was in it. She was hustling. She was grinding, and I think I think ultimately it's going to be Grace Berger.
Yeah.
So I will say she was more efficient for the amount of minutes that she got. She was able to accomplish more. Her defense was on point. It's not like she was getting out there and, getting burnt and getting beat constantly. And then third, surprisingly, I read a stat that she actually had the best 3-point percentage for a rookie since Copper.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And you know what? I will say, I didn't think Grace Berger would do as well as she does.
Really? I liked Grace Berger.
I
thought it was going to take a little bit longer as well.
I thought it was going to take a little bit too. Plus, being on a young team.
Yeah, that's true.
She didn't have a lot of people to okay, how do I do this? Where are you thinking during this situation? But she held her own for
that might have benefited her.
Yeah.
Joining a young team where it's not that whole you're a veteran, I gotta be cautious. It's like more we're all young. I can go out here and kind of just figure it out with you guys. So she was able to be a little more aggressive than Maddie Seagrass, who's on a team full of stars and veterans. You know what I mean? It was just a different dynamic.
Yeah.
So I think it allowed her game to grow a little bit faster than Maddie.
Yeah.
True.
I really wish. Yeah.
And Haley too. She didn't get the time unless someone was hurt, really.
That's true. Okay, that's true too. I just wish Grace Berger played a lot more than she did. I know she got some good minutes, but I feel like if she played a lot more minutes, they would have won maybe a couple more games. But okay, you guys convinced me. I'll go with Grace Berger. It's a good pick. I mean, either way. I can see Haley Jones though from your perspective, a little bit of politics, but I'm not knocking her. I think she had a good season.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
She's gonna get there. I just don't think she's there yet.
Yeah.
I think the team needs to figure out, like you said, the rotation. Same with the Fever. If the coaches could figure out rotations and what works faster in the season. But that's another reason why everyone talks about WNBA is not enough time to really figure things out because the season's so short. Still, with adding the extra games this year, it's still just so short.
And you know what? We have to give them credit because they came right off of college, right into the WNBA. Yep. So just think, one more year,
short preseason, not even time to get gelled with anything.
Yes, one more year. Next year, I these players are gonna really make some gains. I think.
Listen, I'm calling it now. I know that we probably should have talked about it. They came out with the way too early.
Oh yeah, the mock
WNBA draft predictions, and the Fever selected first
Caitlin
round.
Clark.
Yes, great idea, but you need a big.
I'm not even want to talk about it because I think that list was just not accurate.
But that's what I'm saying is they're gonna obviously have the first pick. Why wouldn't you grab? They're still building, but it's not a good move. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I didn't like
not
that
a good
list
fit
at all. It didn't make sense to teams' needs.
Agreed. I didn't like it.
I started looking at it and I'm like,
Dallas's picks fit the needs. Dallas picks are the only ones that fit the needs.
1 out of 20 on that list.
No, I know. Yeah. At first, they have to declare. We don't even know who's going to declare for the draft yet. And they left off. They left off Rakia Jackson. I don't know if you guys know. I'm a big Rakia Jackson fan.
Yeah, from Tennessee, right?
Yeah. So
they're gonna declare. They're gonna declare.
I don't know. With the mill, I don't know. They're making money.
Eligibility.
All of them except Rakia, Haley Van Lith.
After this next year?
Oh, wait. Haley Van Lith might have an extra year of eligibility.
No, this is her extra year, right?
Is it? I don't know.
I think so.
I thought this was her extra year. Okay. I think Charisma's done as well after this year.
Because this is year 4 from COVID. So they got to be done with the extra year here soon. I think this is the last class of an extra year, if I'm correct.
But I think Beckers can go back, and Caitlin Clark can go back, and Angel Reese can go back. Those three for sure can go back.
She took a red shirt, I think.
Yeah. So I know those three for sure.
I think Caitlin's done.
I don't know. We'll look into it.
We got to research.
I don't know.
Yeah, but that's going to be a fun show in itself when that
that's
time
comes. That's going to be an hour-long debate.
That's going to be great. I can't wait for that.
I'm excited. I'm excited for
I am too.
Yes, this is going to be a good year.
Maybe we can do a video from Stanford.
Don't tempt me. No,
let's do it.
We'll be there.
Yes, we'll be there. Pick a game. Okay, but before we head out, we need to do the semifinal predictions. So it's best out of 5. So we got New York versus Connecticut and Dallas versus Las Vegas. So I want to know who you guys think and then how many games it's going to take.
Can I just say that I wanted, if I had a perfect world, I would put New York versus Dallas and Vegas versus Connecticut.
I know!
I want to see a Vegas-Dallas final.
I was just saying this other day. I said I wish Dallas played New York because I think Dallas would beat New York.
Because I don't like New York or Connecticut right now, and I like Dallas and Vegas. So that's my hot take. But
yeah,
I really, really, really want Connecticut to beat New York.
I know.
I don't think they will.
I know.
And I don't think Dallas will beat Vegas, but I think both teams will fight like hell, and I think it'll go 4 games.
4 games?
Yeah.
I think for sure the Dallas and Vegas one will go the stretch, but I'm worried. I think Connecticut.
I'm worried about Connecticut, huh? Do you think they're going to get swept?
Man, you know what? The way that New York played just recently against the Mystics, they looked better than regular season already, to be honest.
They're finally starting to
play
gel
well together.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm
I think
nervous.
Benija, man, I didn't know she could take it to another level. She did.
I want everyone to know I said Benija from the beginning of our fantasy draft. She just took a while to
had a
get there.
Great season.
Yeah.
But man, if you watch that series, you cannot tell me like, man, she's a star in her own right, man. I definitely more respect for her this year. But no, they're playing better. It's like they're able to pick up each other's slack, where Connecticut, you know, if Alyssa or Bonner's not there, then they're not going to win. So the depth's just not there for Connecticut. It's hit or miss. If they're not hitting the threes, they're not going to win. I don't know. It's just going to be hard.
So you think New York's going to sweep Connecticut? Is that your prediction?
I kind of do, to be honest. I think that this is the way the game's going to go. It's going to be a close game all the way to the third, and then they're going to pull away.
It's good. That's a good thought.
All right. So you have New York in 3 and Las Vegas in what?
The whole, yeah.
Okay. I would say New York in 4, and I would say Las Vegas in 5 as well. I'm a little worried. I'm not going to lie.
I think that's going to be just like how it was with Vegas and Seattle.
In Seattle. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
No. I want the record to show. If Vegas loses,
I'm going to throw up.
Listen.
It's going to be Brookes' fault because she's calling it.
I'm gonna cry.
No. What I'm saying, not that I want them to lose. I want Dallas to win the whole freaking thing.
Oh, yeah. They better go all the way. I agree. They better.
I would be so happy if they did too, to be honest.
I don't even care who wins anymore as long as it's freaking not New York or Connecticut.
Amen, sister. We're about to get roasted.
I will be upset. I might tear a little bit. I will say if Vegas loses.
I will cry.
I don't want the other 2 teams to win.
I agree with you. Great take. We're going to get roasted.
If Dallas makes it to the final, are we going to try to make a game?
Dallas and New York?
I'll go to Dallas. No, I
might have to make it happen.
Why does no one want to go to the Las Vegas final with me?
This will be their first time winning.
Why does no one have plans that weekend?
No, we're gonna go to Game 5.
When is that?
The championship. It's like October 20 something.
Oh, I can't do that.
One day we'll get there.
Not be in a woman's vocabulary.
Yeah, good job, Megan. But Dallas, the only what I've been saying about Dallas before we log off is they're one guard away. They're one good guard away from winning a championship.
Yeah, they are.
They're one good guard away.
Dallas is getting there.
Yes, and I'm here for it. I like Dallas. I like all the players on Dallas.
Me too.
So I'm here for it. Go for it. But Las Vegas, I think they have to take it from you this year. Dallas, it's okay.
Becoming a big Satu fan, man.
Love her.
Athleticism.
Yes, I love her. Amen. Okay. Alrighty. But before we go, hit that subscribe button. On the road to 100 subscribers. 100 subscriber giveaway. Like, comment, share. And we will be back next week with more videos. Peace.